there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about me, and one of them is that I used to work for a Formula One team, and it wasn't Ferrari. Yes, I used to work in Formula One. That was some time ago. Let me tell you the story. Now, I mean, just before I start with that, is that when I often do videos with the Ferrari, with the 360 mainly, because I haven't done many with the 430, but when I've done Ferrari videos, I often get people commenting saying, look Justin, I can't even like afford to eat or put fuel in my own car, let alone think about buying a Ferrari, so you go and enjoy yours and I'll try and just get to work. And I've been there. I will tell you the story, but I've been there. I literally have been there with nothing. So, but anyway, I mean, just a bit of background. So I studied mechanical engineering at Liverpool University back in 1998. Yeah, 1988, I think so. And no, 1992, what am I talking about? 1992, it was 1992. And I did a master's, so I was there for 4 years. And I loved my time at university, but it was really tough financially because I didn't have any money at all. I mean, nothing. I was literally begging the bank every 2 or 3 days for some money to eat. My housemates used to make me some dinner and stuff because I just never had any money. It was really, really, really tough time financially. It was awful. And I left university with a huge amount of debt, maybe like £25,000. I think it was something ridiculous anyway. And so when I started work as an engineer, the actual wage as an engineer wasn't very high. I think it was like 13 or 14,000 a year, which was actually nothing. And it was really tough to live 13,000 or 14,000 a year because I owed so much money to the bank. And it wasn't a student loan, it was a bank loan. The bank just wanted all its money back, ASAP. So every time I got paid, they used to take nearly the whole lot. So those first 2 or 3 years at university were horrific. And in fact, sometimes I had so little money, I actually had no money at all. I couldn't get to work because I couldn't even put petrol in my car. Putting petrol in the car was like a luxury. And so I used to phone in sick and say, look, I can't make it to work today because I'm not well. But it wasn't that, it's just that I didn't have any money for petrol. And anyway, so I was working as an engineer and I worked in manufacturing, and I loved working in manufacturing, you know, coming up with new ideas to improve systems for, how products are made. And I worked in the automotive industry, but in manufacturing, and I loved it. But my goal and my dream was always to work in Formula One. I always wanted to work in Formula One. I always wanted to work in Formula One. I always had that dream. I didn't know how I was going to get there because I didn't have any racing background. But I knew I'd get there one day, somehow. And anyway, by chance, one day there was an advert that came out in Autosport magazine that there was a new team starting. And it was quite clear that this new team was buying an existing team and setting up a new team, and they'd had a lot of funding. Now the team was called British American Racing, which was BAR, and it was started by Craig Pollock, who was Jacques Villeneuve's manager at the time. It was him that started it, and he had Adrian Reynard as the technical director and Rick Gorn as the designer, and it looked like quite a really good setup. And they were always, Reynard was very successful in Indy cars, and he used to do all the chassis for Indy cars. And this was his first foray into Formula One. So there was a load of jobs that came up for that team, and so I went to apply. And there was one that was assistant to the technical director, and I thought, wow, what an amazing position that is. Assistant to Adrian Reynard. It was like, to me, he was like a god, of motorsport. And so I went for the interview, and amazingly, he offered me the job there and then. And I was like, oh my God, I was so desperate for that job. I turned up for the interview 6 hours early, and I sat in my car for 6 hours before the interview. Can you believe that? I've never done that in my life. What do you do for 6 hours? Anyway, so I was very prepared for the interview, obviously. I had nothing else to do. So he offered me the job, and I was just ecstatic. And the team started coming together. I started working there, but it was really tough because I didn't have any money. So I was really struggling just to get to work. Everything was a struggle. It was really hard. Now, BAR, I don't know if you know about the history of BAR and stuff, but they essentially bought Tyrrell, the Tyrrell team, and that was their way into Formula One. They had Jacques Villeneuve and Ricardo Zonta as their drivers, and a lot of money. So it looked like it was going to be a really interesting team to work with. Anyway, so there I was, starting work, assisting Adrian Reynard. I was actually sat in his office with him all day long. And I was like, wow, what the hell how did I get here? This doesn't make any sense. This wasn't supposed to happen so quickly. So as you can imagine, it was a really, really exciting time. Really exciting time. But then the realities sort of kicked in of working in a Formula One team. I'm not shy of hard work, and I work really hard, and I always have done. I've given every job everything I've got. But the difference is the people. Now, when I worked in Formula One, it is a really, really cutthroat industry. I know they say it, but it's true. You know, it really is. And I found it really hard, not because of the work. I enjoyed the work. I was helping Adrian Reynard to put the team together, you know, with all the organisation, what people we needed, where we needed them, some of this. And it wasn't so much the actual work, it was the people there. And I just found that I couldn't relate to them. I come from such a humble background. And, you know, they were like talking about, oh, we're going skiing this weekend. And I'm like, bloody hell, I can barely get back home after work, let alone think about going skiing this weekend. And so you're in an environment of money, you know. In fact, Adrian Reynard once said to me, he said, you know what? He said, a lot of people work for us for free. We don't even pay them. I'm like, really? I mean, the concept of working for free, it's not there, but it shows you the type of people that end up in Formula One. It's because they have money. They already have money. They go there because they can afford to be there. You know, I was going on his private jet. I was sitting on his yacht in Puerto Banús sipping champagne, wondering how I was going to pay my electricity bill. It was the most bizarre situation ever. It really was. I would think I was there for about a year. And all the time I was like, oh my God, this is awful. And maybe because I was very naive in those days, you know, I was very humble in my approach and my background and the people I hang around with. I'm not snobby or anything. And I found it really hard to be in an environment where everyone's got money, everyone's after you, everyone is out for themselves. It didn't feel like a team. It felt like everyone was just doing their own thing, and it was very strange. I felt maybe with who I am today and my knowledge today and my understanding of how people are and their behaviour today, I could work there. But back then, I think I was too naive. I was too not aggressive enough, I should say, not aggressive enough to survive in that sort of environment. So anyway, what's the point of this story? I left there, so I was there for about a year. I left there, I went back to manufacturing, and I remember the first day, in fact, I went to apply for the job, and they were like, aren't you a bit overqualified? I was like, no, I want to be back in manufacturing. And I remember that first day I went down on the shop floor, and I heard all the machines, and I smelt the oil. I was like, I'm back home, you know, I was back with my environment, the people that I understand, that I relate to. It was like being back home. The point of the story is, I have been there with no money, cannot eat, cannot afford to put fuel in a car. I've been at the most bottom of everything. I've been there. It's really tough. But if anything, the most important thing is that you never give up hope. You never give up trying, and you never stop working your ass off. You just keep giving it everything you've got. If you really want to achieve something, you can achieve anything you want. You can get it. When I got to Formula One, I didn't know what my goal was. Always to reach Formula One. So when I left the team, I was like, what the hell do I do now? Because I sort of reached my goal, and it wasn't what I expected it to be. And so then, like, I had to reset my goals. I had to reset my ambitions in life, and that's a bit hard. But you know, these things make you stronger. So anyway, I don't know whether you found that video interesting or not. Every now and then, I'd like to just share something personal with you, because I think people ask me a lot of questions. Sometimes they're more curious about me than they are about the cars and what I do and how I got to where I am and why I have the life that I have and stuff like this. And I'm not rich or anything like that, but I'm okay. I always say it was like, don't, you know, I'm still working really hard. I do want more things in life, but not because they make me happy. It's just because they were parts of my goals, and I have to keep pushing myself to achieve those goals. So if I give up on those items, then I'm giving up on my goals, and I can't give up on those just yet. So anyway, right, I hope you found that remotely interesting. If not, then I'm sorry. Hopefully the next video will be better. And if you did find it interesting, please give it a thumbs up and keep subscribing. Anyway, have a lovely day, and I shall see you very, very soon. Bye.